What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to today's live. You're locked in with the Coach Smook Network, and I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. Before we get rolling, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button, share the stream out, and if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of the action. Now listen, if you really rock with what we're building here, I invite you to take the opportunity to support the channel by becoming a member of the AAA family. Our mantra is authenticity above all. Everything we do, our content and our community, is built on creating and enjoying quality, authentic conversations, real insight, and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly assists in the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar you contribute is not only appreciated, it's paid forward. We proudly make monthly contributions to various community health and awareness organizations because impact matters. If you want to get even more involved with the community, be sure to join our Discord. You can type the command right now in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. And for those who want to support the network directly, you can donate through multiple options: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. Thank you all for the love and the support and the energy you bring every single time. Now buckle up because it's time to get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get it.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let's go. Let's go. What's good, AAA family? What's good, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tapping in today here on the Coach Smook Network. I'm your host, your boy, Coach Smook, man. Y'all give it up. Let's go, man. I feel good today. I feel like we about to have some fun here on the Coach Smook Network. We got some quick things to do before we jump directly into the show. First of all, shout out to each and every one of you for tapping in today and pulling up to the Coach Smook Network, man. It's always a good time when we have everybody pulling up. I know that we haven't been going at like our earlier times. I feel like you guys have been waking up and getting in on time here. So shout out to TikTok for showing out this morning. I see the activity already live on TikTok, man. They going in with the comments and sharing and everything. Continue to like and share. Tap that screen over there. If you're on YouTube, come in, hit that thumbs up button, get your comments in. Let me know where you're watching from. But we got some things to handle before some kickoff things, some tip-off things happen. Women's bracket kicks off in about an hour. So like I did before the men's bracket, I want to go ahead and get my picks in. Speaking of the men's bracket, oh my God, bracket buzz, must we say it? Yes, we must. It is bracket bust season, man. I am not going to lie. I look forward to my bracket being busted every year. It's like a comedic relief type of thing for me. I love to see some of my things proven wrong, some of my guesses proven wrong. But guess what, y'all? We had a few upsets yesterday, and I'm going to give some reactions to it after we finish our women's bracket. But we had some upsets yesterday that really surprised me, man. Siena played Duke to the end. Duke was able to get out of that game. I think that's the type of game a team like that, with that caliber of players and their skill sets, they needed to see some of their other players emerge outside of Big Boozer. And little Boozer, Caden, I think is the younger brother's name. Caden showed up big. And I've always said he's had the it factor of the two. He's always been the more competitive, the more driven, if you've ever watched the storyline of them growing up. So that was an interesting storyline. And then Georgia going in, St. Louis, they did exactly what I said Georgia should be able to stop them from doing. And I thought Georgia would be able to slow the game down. And Jesus Christ, St. Louis sped them up so fast. And that's something that they're going to be able to do against many teams in that bracket. We're going to look at the bracket updates and all that stuff, get a reaction here on the Coach Smook Network. But I want to get a chance to acknowledge everybody on both sides. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to my brother, Alabama Richie, for tapping in, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Tapping in, making it do what it do. Hey, Richie, hopefully we can get you on the phone line today, man. I got some depth chart projections, and I want to get your thoughts on it, man. So hopefully you stick around. And appreciate you and Antonio for dropping the gifts over there on TikTok, man. Antonio, appreciate you, boy. Turning up today, tapping in on the TikTok side. And then we got the YouTube side. If you're checking in on YouTube, drop a comment. If you're checking in on any other platform, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from here on the Coach Smook Network. We're not doing necessarily doing a roll call. I'm just getting the live shout out so we can give everybody a chance to pull up. Shout out to my brother Zach Wilgis for being in the chat, man. Roll Tide, Zach. What's that? Mary J said, good morning. Y'all, it's a beautiful day to be a Bama fan. Facts, 100%. We got both teams kicking off tournament play today. I think the women play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to double check when we get in the bracket. I think the women play tomorrow, but the men play today at 3:15. So y'all know we'll be locked in on that. What's up, tapping in from the birthday golf game. Hey, shout out to Dylan Durham. Way to slide that in there. Hey, slide that in there. Give him a horn, man. Happy birthday to our longtime AAA member, Dylan Durham, man. He been rocking with us for some years. Wow, that's some good. Y'all give it up for my brother, man. Appreciate you, Dylan. Appreciate you for tapping in today on your birthday, man. That means a lot, man. You know, when you taking time off your special day to tap in with the Coach Smook Network, that means a lot to me. And I appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody for pulling up in the live chat, man, and showing love to Dylan. If you pull up later, man, make sure you like and share the stream. If you're on TikTok, tap in on YouTube also. We've been trying to get our analytics up, our algorithm driving for our live shows. We've been doing great on VIA content. Y'all go look at the views. People are looking at it. And also, if y'all continue to see our shorts, make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up on the shorts and dropping comments, sharing it, because the shorts are starting to get some views, man. I want y'all to be a part of this major growth that y'all about to see with this network. We're really about to see some things happen, and I'm glad that y'all are part of it. Amanda checking in from the ones and twos. Her and Mary J, man. Give it up. Amanda, give it up for you and Mary J and Jordan. Jordan's off at a convention, man. He's such a busy young man. Mr. $1 Million marching band man himself. He's our senior producer back there. Then you got Amanda, our executive assistant, and Mary J, our executive assistant. They on the ones and twos back there. They handle everything on screen that y'all see, man. And so shout out to them for giving y'all that production feel that y'all enjoy. What's good, Rosalind, the Levite chick checking in. Our friendly Auburn family member. She is such a graceful presence. It's hard to believe she's an Auburn fan. You know, she carries such an Alabama fan aura, you know, when she sings and worships the Lord. And even when she says those two words that we would never say on this network. Right. Yeah. So even when she does that, it's like she has a grace about herself. So appreciate you for pulling up, though. So y'all give it up for our resident Auburn fan. Shout out to you. What's up, Jason? Over there on TikTok. Jason, what you doing on TikTok? You know, they say once you hit 40 plus, you ain't supposed to be hanging out on TikTok too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I want everybody to be pulling up. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, Twitter. Appreciate y'all for tapping in today on the Coach Smook Network. Let's get into this conversation, man. Some reactions here on the Coach Smook Network to last night's. First of all, last night's tournament kickoff was crazy. But let's get our tournament bracket, our women's bracket, filled out and submitted before tip off, man. I already know, man. Like my men's bracket was dookie. It was dookie. I think I'm at a 64% in my bracket right now. I got 110 points after yesterday, so it's not looking good. But I never said I was an expert at this. Hey, when was the last, Zach? If you in the chat, Zach, I need you to get on your job. Zach is the stat tracker, super fan analyst for the Coach Smook Network. Give it up for Zach. Zach, I need you to find when was the last perfect bracket. There's got to be a way to find out. Find it out for us, Zach. See if you can find it out for us. We got AI, Google, all that. Find out and drop me some a note in the Discord. I'll check it out in a minute. But let's get our bracket pick. Am I on the right screen? Let's get it. All right. Ooh. See, now the women's side, I feel like I'm more in tune with the women's side, y'all. I don't know why. I'm trying to find a good. Okay, this is. I feel like I'm more in tune with this side because it now because of NIL, you do see a few players going and getting spread out, but more so you see more players that used to be at the lower level divisions. And on the women's side, they're getting to like your UConn, South Carolinas, and LSU's and Tennessee's and Arizona's and North Carolinas. They're getting there now. So you're seeing these teams just continue. They've actually benefited from the portal and everything, but it hasn't been much of a storyline. Put some respect on women's hoops. I got UConn over UTSA. I just think UConn has a decisive advantage over UTSA. UTSA like to get out and run. That might be something that, UConn, that might play into UConn's advantage. We know UConn has always been a defensive structured organization. Even when they had great offensive threats, their DNA is defense. And so I think UConn carries that momentum into the tournament. They're not a number one seed by mistake. I got Syracuse over Iowa State. I like Syracuse guard tandem. I was watching, your boy trying to do a little insight, watching little clips and stuff. I like their guard play at Syracuse, Iowa State. They got some bigs there, but I don't think they're gonna be able to get up and down the floor with these guys. With Syracuse, Maryland and Murray State. Murray State is like one of them sleeper teams. I guess you could say mid-major. Is that what they're called? But they're one of those teams that might upset a team like Maryland if Maryland comes in sleeping. But I don't think Maryland comes in sleeping. I think they're geared up. North Carolina, same thing with Western Illinois. Notre Dame and Fairfield. Fairfield had a nice storyline coming into this. I don't think it matches up well against Notre Dame and what they bring into the table. Never been a perfect bracket. The closest is 49 games picked right. What? That's crazy, boy. That's crazy. I'm going to be the first one to get 100% pick right with the women's bracket today. I'm claiming it. We need $1 million at the Coach Smook Network. Somebody say it. We need $1 million. Is it $1 million or 100,000? What's the bracket chance? Submit your 5,000 All-State. Wait. Well, see, they don't even put no respect on the women's bracket tournament challenge, bro. $5,000. I don't care. I want it. 5,000 All-State. That's insurance. It's insurance. Insurance. Ain't All-State insurance? Something like that. Anyway, Ohio State over Howard. Howard got a nice little run to make it to the tournament too. Illinois and Colorado. I think this one gonna be a good game tomorrow, man. I think Illinois gonna edge it out, but Colorado's women's team, they play some competitive brand of ball, man. I like what they do. I'm not gonna lie, they do play a competitive brand of ball. Can y'all see that bracket over there? How does it look like that over there? Oh, y'all see? I can't see that. Hold on. Let me see. Let me adjust this real quick, y'all. Ain't nobody saying that. Y'all just let me talk to y'all. And it's just covered up. Zach, I'm blaming Zach. I done went through all these picks, and y'all don't even know who I'm picking. UConn, Syracuse, Maryland over Murray State, North Carolina over Western Illinois, Notre Dame over Fairfield, Ohio State over Howard, Illinois over Colorado. I got Vanderbilt, a team that I got coming in that I think gonna make the Final Four this year out of the SEC. They got a squad this year, man. They played South Carolina to the wire both times this season. Speaking of South Carolina, Coach Dawn and the girls, I think they just own one. I got USC over Clemson. I know Clemson is the higher seed, but USC is getting they hit a nice little trend. I got to see a couple of the conference tournament games. Coming a couple of conference games going to the conference tournament, and they got a nice little front, like a 6-man rotation that they got rolling right now. I think they'll be able to continue that momentum against Clemson on a neutral floor. Michigan State over Colorado State, Oklahoma over Idaho. I think Oklahoma might have a chance to be in that Sweet 16 Final Four push, Sweet 16 Elite 8 push too. Washington over South Dakota State. Actually, I think I had South Dakota State if I'm not mistaken, I think I had that girls team upsetting Washington in my first bracket that I submitted. This is my live bracket, my info pick. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna go with South Dakota State for the upset over Washington. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I got TCU over San Diego State. Georgia girls, I don't know, man. The Georgia women's team, they get real timid in these big moments historically, man. So I'm gonna go Virginia. I like how tough they played in their conference tournament. Iowa, just overmatched. UCLA, Oklahoma State and Princeton. I seen Princeton girls. They supposed to be legit. I see a lot of people. I seen the previews. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not a decisive side, pick right here. Princeton got more. Them odds are pretty. They solid for Princeton. If this team could stay within like 4 and going into the fourth quarter against Oklahoma State, they got the offensive firepower with their front court. They got a big that gets big on the boards. I think I'm gonna go Princeton, man. I think I'm gonna go Princeton. Ole Miss and Gonzaga. I like Ole Miss. They played tough in the conference. You know what? I do got some SEC bias when it comes to these the women's side of things, because I think that's where the best women's ball is played, in the SEC. Honestly, like even when you talk about the UConns, the UCLAs, the USCs, I think they don't fare well in the SEC, especially now with Texas and Oklahoma. Their women's squads, yeah. I got Minnesota over Green Bay. I got Nebraska over Baylor. I like Nebraska women's squad. Got Duke over Charleston. I got Villanova women's over Texas Tech women's. I got LSU. Is LSU, didn't they lose their guard? Didn't they lose? Don't they got a big injury? Zach, help me. Let me know if you got that time storyline around that. LSU. Is that LSU with the big injury? I guess I won 16. I didn't get to Okay, they didn't mention it in the little outline, the storyline. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go LSU. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's March Madness. Teams like that will slip up because these are like Cinderella story teams. Jacksonville, you. Texas, I got them winning theirs. I got them going Final Four, honestly. Texas, Elite 8, Final Four. Oregon, Virginia Tech, go Oregon. Kentucky over JMU. West Virginia over Miami. I got our ladies handling Rhode Island tomorrow. Louisville, whew, that's the team to watch. I got Tennessee over North Carolina State. Michigan over Holy Cross. All right, next bracket. I got UConn over Syracuse. I got I got Maryland over North Carolina. I got Notre Dame over Ohio State. Vanderbilt over Illinois. We got the USC Junior over USC. Michigan State, Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma. I like the big SEC matchups in the Sweet 16. I got TCU ending that South Dakota State upset run. I got Iowa handling Virginia. I got Princeton upsetting UCLA. I got Ole Miss over Minnesota. I got Duke over Nebraska. I got Villanova. Psych. I'm definitely going with my LSU girls. How dare me? How dare me? How dare me? How dare me? Texas over Oregon. Give me West Virginia over Kentucky. I don't like Kentucky's women's ball. They I feel like they got in off of some help me stuff. Y'all, it comes to the end for my lady tied against this Louisville squad. This Louisville squad is dangerous. They are dangerous. And I'm gonna give my projection once we have the game tomorrow. I'm gonna go live tomorrow, but I got Louisville pushing us out of the and keeping us out of Sweet 16. It ain't because I don't believe in us. Just impulse, just what's at hand right now. Their bigs, how consistent they are around the rim. It's a lot of things that play into it. The pace that and the tempo they play with. I think it's gonna be a problem for our girls if we're not clicking defensively. I think we can do enough offensively in some of our half-court sets, but defensively, I think we're gonna be in trouble with their tempo and how they finish around the rim. I got Michigan handling Tennessee. UConn over Maryland. Vanderbilt over Notre Dame. I got South Carolina and Don Staley doing their thing. Got Iowa over TCU. Got Princeton over Ole Miss. I told you I believe in Princeton right now this year, y'all. I believe in Princeton. Let me get LSU out of there. Texas out of there. And like I said, I like Louisville right now. I like Louisville, what they doing. I got Vandy over UConn. South Carolina. I got Princeton taking LSU. I believe. Somebody sign me up. Give me a Princeton Bears hat. Princeton women's squad, I believe. Make them believe. Gonna make them believe today, y'all. Gonna make them believe. Bro, what they is? Princeton Bears, right? Yeah. Our ladies have struggled against teams like Louisville. Yeah, them fast teams, Texas. Them guards that get like Harmon. Louisville got two of them. Speaking of Texas and Louisville matchup, this to me is probably going to be one of those classics for the women's side. I got Texas edging out Louisville, but I think that's one of them. We wish we would have had it for a Final Four matchup. Speaking of Final Four, I got South Carolina ending it for Vanderbilt, man. I think South Carolina is my favorite again. And then I got a national championship matchup. You know what? If I believe, I'm a believe. Princeton. Princeton, y'all. And South Carolina in my women's national championship. South Carolina to win it all. Coach Don Staley and the women team to drop they're going to bust the scoreboard on Princeton to end that Cinderella story. I think the score going to be like 100-64. We're going to be like 101. We're going to say 98. We're going to say 103. 103 to 61. 103 to 61. So that's what? 164 points, right? It's going to be that type of thing. You know, all they build up to this national championship matchup of the Cinderella story with my Princeton Bears and my homegirl Dawn Staley and her South Carolina Gamecocks trying to come back for their 15,000th national championship in 8 years. It's going to be a storyline for the ages. Submitting this bracket. Booyah! I'm going to share it too. I'm going to tweet this mug. I got South Carolina. Don, I believe. If y'all believe, help me. All right, I'm posting it on Twitter. All right, y'all. That's our picks for the women's bracket. Appreciate y'all for hanging out right there. We're going to take a quick infomercial break, and when we come back, y'all, we're going to get into our topics of conversation. Speaking of topic of conversation, we're going to talk about the Alabama depth chart. We're going to get into it. We're going to just go over the roster and talk about what's available. Going and just basically just going to give you a projection of our starting lineup from the starting offensive line, the first five that we expect to see out for a spring ball, and then the storylines, quarterback room. We're going to talk about, who we plan on seeing starting. And I'm gonna kind of get into a little bit more in-depth conversation about that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the defensive side. We're going to try to move through it real quickly because we want to open the phone lines here at about 10:45. We want to open the phone lines right at 10:45. Give Zach and our feature callers their 15-minute splits, and then we want to open the phone lines for all the free calls to come in. And we're going to give everybody about 5 minutes starting at the 11 o'clock hour. So if you're here and you're tapped in with the Coach Smook Network, stick around and get ready to go into the show. Hey, and y'all don't forget, man, we also have opportunities for y'all to become members of the AAA family. Join the Coach Smook Network on the YouTube side, man. I think we got some of the cheapest memberships on the Coach Smook Network. I think everybody's, in this thing for their own reasons, but for us, we want to build a platform to where the exposure factor and the networking factor is centralized, right? For how we assist at the high school level, the collegiate level, media coverage, insight, information, education, advancement and placement for, athletes in their careers, whether it's continue on the athletic side or in the professional side and media. We're setting up all these networking connections to benefit not just myself, but everybody that's attached to it. We have graphic design assets that's attached that are educating people. We're helping other channels grow behind the scenes, and we're happy to be the Coach Smook Network. Literally, you network through us. I promise you, we'll help you get where you need to be in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But when it comes to sports media coverage, definitely think about joining the AAA family, keeping your insight. We got our Auburn Connect, we got our Florida Connect, and we got our Georgia Connect now. And y'all are going to see it launch with a new show called Cutting Up with Coach Smook, where we're going to be doing some barbershop talk. We're going to have some of those personalities featured in those episodes in the off season. So without further ado, man, think about joining the AAA family and join the Coach Smook Network. Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Let's go. Let's talk about it, man. I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves thus far here on the Coach Smook Network. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and doing what y'all do, man. Continue running likes up. If you're tapping in on YouTube, I see the numbers are starting to grow. Continue to share the stream, y'all. Continue to share the stream. Help us get the algorithm up. Y'all, we had 87 live viewers in the chat the other day, man. It was a good time. I want to definitely get the viewers up and get us talking about Alabama football. Now, today, I want to open this topic of conversation. I want to talk about just the overall outlook of this roster and the depth chart. Now, this is not anything confirmed as of yet. Like I said, week one of practice, we had a lot of moving around. What's up, Urban Essence? Good to see you, sister. in the chat. Y'all give it up for my sister tapping in. And y'all TikTok, I ain't forgot about y'all, man. I see y'all tapping in over there. Give me a lot of, I see my gifts coming in. My sister Britt tapping in on TikTok. Appreciate you. Give it up for her. My brother Antonio tapping in with the gifts. Y'all are going crazy with the gifts. Give it up for our TikTok family tapping in and showing us mad love with the gifts on today. I don't know what happened to my DJ, but yeah, there we go. Here we go. So, topic of conversation for today, though, we're going to just kind of speculate the depth chart and how things are going to look. So, if I could have Mary J in the back with the banners, we're going to kind of build this depth chart out with a ticker. All right. And that ticker title, can we get it to be? And y'all will see it come up as we finish it out. We'll talk about it and we'll have it scrolling at the bottom, or maybe we could do one at the top, Mary J. As we add them, you can kind of edit it and then put the QB1 and all that stuff. Like, so we'll start with the quarterback one position. We'll start with QB1. Coming into spring practice, I think coming into the first major scrimmage, our starting lineup for the first scrimmage is going to be QB1, Austin Mack. I think Austin Mack will get the opportunity to present his product, present his work as the starting quarterback, with being the most veteran presence in that room, also being the most veteran presence in the system, right? And we see that the only thing separating the two right now is the athleticism of Keelan Russell and the way that he's able to be consistent with his ball and how consistent he is with being a vertical passing threat. All right. So for the first, for QB1, we got Austin Mack. For RB1, I think RB1 starting off in this season, going into the spring game, I think we're going to see, and this is with consideration to how the running game was utilized last year. I think we're going to see Daniel Hill. RB1. And alongside RB1, you know, there's a 1-2 system. I think AK Deer is right there with Daniel Hill as RB1. So we'll say RB1A and 1B, Daniel Hill, Kevin, AK Deer. That's what I see right now in that room. And then we'll build our depth chart as we continue to find out things. But I'm just projecting my depth chart, and we're going to come back. We're going to see some footage. I'll get the email up here in a second, but we're going to have some footage next week when we get back to practice. It's going to be media viewing period times, and we're going to be able to see if we can start breaking down this depth chart and getting y'all a more accurate projection of what you're going to see coming into this second scrimmage. And I can't wait to report from it. And you know what? God is so awesome. Can I give a testimony real quick? I know y'all kind of get on me about this sometimes, going left, but this is the good thing about being independent media personality and having a network where we could kind of do what we want, right? But I gotta testify real quick, y'all. I'm gonna bring the preacher chords in. So the other day, right, we was having a conversation about getting some credentialed access to Alabama, correct? And not only did God answer that need or fulfill that need, but he even put it in place to where the transportation aspect of how we get to and from Tuscaloosa has been fulfilled. So I just want, Amanda, can we get a hand clap of praise? Y'all, y'all, don't make me get up and praise him. Don't make me. Do not make me. See, I'm gonna be good today. I'm gonna be good today, y'all. I'm gonna be good today, cause we got some more things to talk about. But I just want to be thankful today, y'all. I'm not playing. God has really been good to the Coach Smook Network. So all the things that we go through, you know, on the public side of things, on the media side, that's why I tell y'all it's not personal. It's a part of it. It's part of your journey. You have to learn to grow through adversity. And we have been doing that. And I appreciate y'all for continuing to support. That's why I'm asking y'all to like and share the content, even as you're here now, especially on YouTube, man. I see y'all on YouTube. Tap in. Make sure y'all run them likes up. We got 19 in the chat on YouTube. You got 19 in the chat. What's up, Sooners for Life? I see you, my brother. Good to see you. If I wasn't born and raised in the Sooner Nation, I would follow Alabama. Big respect to the Tide. What's up, my boy? Appreciate you for tapping in. Amanda, is your sound effects not working? What happened? Okay. I see it. She okay, I see it now. All right, y'all. So we got my boy Sooner for Life. Zach, what's good, man? He said that's what's good. why I look like a cartoon? Hey, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Why you ain't got no profile picture? Why I can't tell what you look like? You know, that's the that's the that's the welcome in though. Welcome in though. Welcome in, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Pulling up, man. Appreciate my TikTok family for tapping in, man. Continue to tap the screen on TikTok. If you're on Twitter or Twitch, drop a comment. Let me know where you watch from. Or Kick, drop a comment. Let me know where you watch from. And Facebook also, we want some reactions from you all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. All right, so we're at running back one. We say one back, 1A, 1B in this system. Let's go to the tight end position. I want the tight end up next. TE. Tight end one. I got Caleb Edwards becoming the starter. I know we went out in the portal and got Josh Ford, but I think Caleb Edwards is the guy. When we talking about just the base formation, we're talking, what's that, 11 personnel, right? You're talking about one tight end, one back. I think you got Caleb Edwards out there as your first tight end. All right, 6'6", 255 pounds, 4'6", 4'5"-ish, 4'5", 4'8", 4'6" type speed. Vertical threat. He's also reliable with his hands. Great blocking asset. I think Caleb Edwards is leading that room. Let's start with the offensive line. Left tackle. At left tackle, I do believe Lloyd Jackson is going to come out as the presumed starter, but do not think that there won't be a competition there. I think Ty Haywood is going to get his opportunity at right tackle and left tackle, but for right now at left tackle, I think Lloyd Jackson is the front man. And I think he's going to be a mainstay on the offensive line, whether it's right tackle or left tackle. I think Lloyd Jackson is the most polished tackle on the roster. If it had not been for Caden Proctor being on roster last year, I think Lloyd Jackson would have been a starter last year, would have been just like Michael Carroll, because I honestly, I think Caden Proctor at some point should have been transitioned to the playing guard. It would have best suited him for a skill set. I understand at the NFL level, I feel like he's probably going to get slimmer at the NFL level, and at that level, you get different development aspects and things that you're privy to. But Lloyd Jackson at left tackle, left guard. This is one that I'm kind of torn between, because I know there's a lot of hype around Big Nick Brooks, right? But there's also some guard play from And I think he might be more at the right guard, but another young talent in Brian Cooley. Chris Booker. Chris Booker is one that I think is going to be making a push for a starting position. But Will Sanders injured. Nick Brooks is there. They brought him in out the portal. With Mal Waldrop being more so of a right side offensive lineman, right side. We've seen him have center snaps at the high school level, play right guard at high school. I think Nick Brooks and the sophomore transfer Tyrell Miller are going to be the ones that I really think are going to compete at that position this spring. Now, with the lead right now, I think Nick Brooks is going to get the first look. He's a specimen. He has the experience. Last year, got some reps at Texas. But I do believe there's going to be some quality competition there. We went out and got a lot of quality offensive linemen. I'm trying to look at the roster and make sure I'm not overlooking one of those guards there. I know we got the redshirt junior Ethan Fields. I think he's going to have competition with Mal Waldrop at right guard. But Nick Brooks, I think, will be our left guard heading out there. I like Chris Booker to make a push at the right guard position, compete there. Yeah. Nick Brooks and I like Brooks. I like Brooks there. So left guard, we're gonna go Nick Brooks. At center, the Cal Poly transfer, Rasen Dalgatti. I think he's the guy that you go out and immediately you go out and get him to replace what you got from Parker Brels for last year. So Rasen Dalgatti, hopefully one day we can get an interview with him so he can tell us how to say his name right. Y'all know my country self. I don't be saying their names right. I be trying, y'all. I be trying to work on my enunciation and things of that nature. But it's coming together. It's coming together as we continue to work on those things. At right guard leading off, I truly believe that and this is just my personal opinion. I love Mal Waldrop. I love what he brings to the table overall as a prospect for the interior of the offensive line. And I think his versatility to play center and guard is why you will want to see him get the first look at guard, and his experience in the system, in the scheme, because I don't think Clem is necessarily bringing in a whole new blocking scheme. He's more so a development, hands-on developer that can mold these guys into what they need to be able to do for the scheme that's been laid out in front of them. So I look at the right guard position, and I like Mal Waldrop, the athleticism, the size, 6'5", 322 pounds, perfect guard size when you're talking about SEC size guys that can, they're hard to move, right? But once again, we talked about Tyrell Miller on the left side. I think he's going to be competing on the right side with Mal Waldrop. Both of these are young guys that come in with a lot of upside for their development. And then you also got to think, man, with the tackles available on the roster, the tackles available on the offensive line that can play guard, we might see a thing to where Ty Haywood might end up being right tackle and Michael Carroll might go back to being at his natural position at guard. And you might have a situation where you got the best 5 offensive linemen, skill set wise, in your first 5. So for now, at right guard, we're going to go with Mal Waldrop. And then at right tackle, of course, Michael Carroll. But I want everybody to be open to this idea that you might see I like Ty Haywood. I think there's some mental things that they want to see him kind of develop through. But if you mess around and you can get a situation where you have at left tackle Lloyd Jackson, left guard Nick Brooks, center Rasendial Delgado, or if he doesn't transition well, you can have Mal Waldrop at center, and then have Michael Carroll and Ty Haywood at right tackle. That's a young core group, right? With Nick Brooks being the most senior of that group, I believe. No, actually, that'll be all sophomores, redshirt sophomores. Sophomores and redshirt sophomores. That's a group that you can really build on and develop your future income and talent over the next 2 years behind these guys. You got 2 years with this offensive line group. Nick Brooks being a sophomore. I think Delgado is a graduate senior. Is he a redshirt senior? What is Delgado? Let me find this. Rasen Delgado is a redshirt junior, so he has an extra year. So yeah, I think right now that offensive line looking good. Well, we got Lloyd Jackson, Nick Brooks, Rasen Delgado. At right guard, I got Mal Waldrop. But like I said, I think right there you got a solid competition with Mal Waldrop, Tyrell Miller. I even like Caden Strayhorn to compete at that right guard position. And at right tackle, I think you'll see the competition, not necessarily competition, but you'll see Michael Carroll get the starting position at right tackle. And then behind him, I know we got Javen James. I think he's a developmental asset. He coming to Bama with the opportunity to develop this year and have an opportunity to compete for a position next year. And then again, the true freshman, Bryson Cooley, I think he's your number 2 behind Carroll right now. What's up, Greg McKinney? Good to see you, my brother. Roll Tide. Give it up for my brother checking in on the YouTube side. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know where you watch from. We're at the 45-minute mark. We're trying to get this phone line open here. So let me finish the offensive side, and we'll do another segment with the defense. My wide receiver, my starting receiver core right now, wide receiver 1 at the X position. I have, and I'm gonna pull this depth chart back up. I actually already did my depth chart for the wide receiver rotation. So don't be mad at me, y'all. It's happening. At the X position right now, at the X, I have Derek Meadows. I have Derek Meadows as wide receiver 1 at the X. Derek Meadows at the X. At the slot. Some may call it the Y. Some people call it the J, and they label it slot on some rosters. At the slot, I have Latsier Brooks. At the Z, I have Ryan Williams. Ryan Coleman Williams. Excuse me. I stand corrected. Mr. Ryan Coleman Williams. Shout out to that young man. Hopefully, I'm going to speak on that one day at another time. But that's my starting lineup. I know we went out and got Noah Rogers. I think he will be competing for that X position, but I think starting off Derek Meadows is definitely one of those prospects that last year before the injury, he showcased the potential to be a starter early on, and that injury happened on a target where you saw his athleticism and his ability, his willingness to go up and be in traffic and take those hits like you want your big receiver to do. So I think Derek Meadows is, with his familiarity with the system, I think he's there with that. At wide receiver 1 at the X. And then at the slot, have Latsier Brooks. And then at the Z, Ryan Coleman Williams. And that's our starting offense. That's our starting offense for the spring. We'll have another live before we get back to practice this week. And we'll bring our defensive starting lineup up. But right now, that's what we got. That's what we got right now. So, Mary J, once you update it, we'll see it at the top. And then, yeah, there you go. And then, yeah. So we're gonna transition, y'all. We're gonna transition. We got to get these phone lines open. I'm gonna bring something. I'm gonna bring a topic up, chat. And I was trying to debate if I want to bring the video right now. I think I am. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the video up. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the video up. Where is it? Where's it? There. All right, chat. So check this out, man. For the phone topic conversation, the phone line, right? The topic of conversation on the phone line. For the Put Me in the Game calling segment, we have a topic of conversation, and it's been hot for 3-4 years now since NIL has started, transfer portal has started. Coach Dabo Swinney had a solution, right? And he proposed this solution in a speech in a presser, and I think it has some legitimacy behind it. And I want to play it for y'all and get your thoughts on it. So I'm gonna play it once before we go into our infomercial break, and then I'm gonna play it again once we come back, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, and then we're gonna open the phone lines and get your thoughts. So let's see it here real quick. I'm gonna full screen it real quick. This is from my TikTok page, and make sure y'all go check out Mr. Lightwork on TikTok. Mr. Lightwork 48. Mary J, we got that banner up. Can you get that banner up for us? Mr. Lightwork 48 on TikTok, showing him some love. He did this video. I'm gonna let y'all hear his take. And it's Lightwork 48 at Mr. Lightwork 48. And once y'all hear his, then we'll go to our commercial break. Then I'll let the part with Dabo play, and then we'll give our take.
Is that everybody gets one free transfer with no consequence. Players whose head coaches leave or the head coach is fired may also transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
If you graduate, you can transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
For all other instances, players must sit one season following their transfer. This would mitigate, not eliminate, but this would mitigate the tampering and again, in some cases, the extortion with agents trying to renegotiate every single year.
Okay.
However, I want to say this. Any player who does have to sit a year, they can have that year of eligibility back reinstated upon graduation.
Woo.
This would incentivize graduation and minimize this 3-4 time transfer situation.
Man, look, I don't know where to start, but let's talk about it. Dabo on to something. Dabo is on to something because he hits every avenue. The transfer portal, you get one free transfer. Then, if your coach leave, you can transfer. Any other instances, you got to sit out a year. But if you graduate, you get the year back. If you graduate, you can transfer for free. Like, I like all of that because what you see is,
like I said, man, Mr. Lightwork 48. Make sure y'all go check him out on TikTok. But What do y'all think about that? Hearing that initially, run up the comments on both sides on all platforms. Let me know your thoughts initially on that thought process behind the transfer rule. I think that it's a legit thing. And I'm going to give y'all my thoughts when we get back here on the Coach Smook Network right after these messages, y'all. Hey, right now, man, we just want to give a shout out, pay some bills to all of our sponsors and partners here on the Coach Smook Network. We appreciate you all for tuning in and tapping in. Make sure y'all continue running the likes up. But most of all, man, make sure y'all think about joining the AAA family and supporting the Coach Smook Network here on the YouTube side.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Hold on one second. If you're serious about sports, you need more than just box scores. You need real insight. That's why Sports Info Solutions is the official partner of the Coach Smook Network. Sports Info Solutions is my go-to source for in-depth stat analysis, giving you the tools to truly understand player production, tendencies, and performance on a whole new level. From NFL, MLB to NBA, Sports Info Solutions delivers advanced data that helps fans, coaches, and analysts see the game behind the game. This isn't just stats, it's context. Looking ahead to the next generation of stars? Check out NFLDraft.sportsinfosolutions.com for elite draft analysis and detailed prospect breakdown. Make it your new go-to stat tracker. Visit sportsinfosolutions.com today. Now let's get back in the game.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame-level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Let me in again, Coach Smook. Let me in again, Coach Smook.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Yo, what's up, man? You're in the game with Coach Smook today. Listen, the topic of conversation, and before we get into the phone lines, we already have a caller on the line. I didn't get the name yet, but they're already waiting. So we're gonna give our take on this Dabo Swinney college football fix. I think Dabo might be onto something, y'all. I'm gonna play the video one more time, and I'm gonna give me a 3 to 5 minute take, and then I'm gonna get on the phone line. We already have a caller, so we'll start our timer. We're working on get an on-screen timer for y'all, so y'all can know when y'all could call in. But we're gonna do it here in a second. Let me get a second and get this back up here. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, here it is. Gonna do this reaction here. One more time for the one time. And let me get to the right screen. Let's rewind it.
Or the head.
Here we go.
My proposal is that everybody gets one free transfer with no consequence. Players whose head coaches leave or the head coach is fired may also transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
If you graduate, you can transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
For all other instances, players must sit one season following their transfer. This would mitigate, not eliminate, but this would mitigate the tampering and again, in some cases, the extortion with agents trying to renegotiate every single year.
Okay.
However, I want to say this. Any player who does have to sit a year, they can have that year of eligibility back reinstated upon graduation.
Woo.
This would incentivize graduation and minimize this 3-4 time transfer situation.
Man, look, I don't know where to start.
Listen. I want to talk about it. I think Dabo Swinney has given us the exact antidote that we need to fix college football when it comes to restoring the value of commitment and relationship building and development into the college athletics. It's a simple fix. If you take away the greedies, right? If it's really truly about the best thing for players, right? Name, image, and likeness. These players being able to be compensated for name, image, and likeness. How are we allowing them to create value for themselves if they aren't sitting somewhere long enough to even develop and create their value or do anything that's actually worth having value in? You're talking about millions and millions of dollars being thrown around for high school athletes based off of their potential, not anything that they've proven, right? And this is happening just to get your roster an attention base. You're talking about this is not just about the athletes. We're talking about some schools have gotten to the point where the freshman classes, the recruiting classes are suffering, right? It's more about getting the right names that are in the right media circles and that are demanding the TV contracts and the storylines, right? And some of these kids are getting pulled and then they get into a practice situation and they're not truly developed. And they have to get told that by a coach that wants to win football games to keep his job. So it's one of those things, y'all, where I'm in this space of we have to get an immediate fix. We have to get an immediate fix for just for the longevity of the game. And we're talking about the integrity of agents and all of this stuff. I don't think we'll ever get to a space in athletics where money is involved, where you can truly trust the agents. That's why, as an advisor, I don't care to be handing out business cards. I'm building relationships now with other advisors, career development, placement advisors in the athletic field. That's what we're doing. We're telling the truth about some of these situations because that's what you need to hear. If you know that your perspectives right now put you at a JUCO level so that you can take 2 years to truly develop without hurting your future projection and without missing out on the opportunity to solidify yourself past an athletic career with education, then that's what you need to know and see that there are very valuable opportunities and instances in that where you can really advance from that and grow as a man, as a young woman. There's so many things outside of the game. but because it's college football and because it's an attraction, I think we've lost sight of what Coach Saban said he retired for. Once it became a thing about money, it was no longer about creating or developing young men to be better citizens or fathers or husbands, right? This became a money chasing thing. And I'm not saying that's the deal for everybody, but it does weigh a heavy piece in this recruiting game now and even in the portal. So I think that's a fix you're talking about. If you transfer once, you get your one free transfer, right? Get your one free transfer. No matter what level you is, you could be a freshman, sophomore, whatever. You get that one free transfer. But if you transfer again, without the stipulations being your coach being fired, what was the other one? Your coach being fired or taking a new job. If you graduate, you get it. If you don't have those few stipulations, and it's not a wide range of them. There's no appealing, none of that. You literally need to graduate if you want to go to another school and showcase your talent. So that puts the incentive, like he said, on getting your education, right? Also, you kind of force guys to develop. You force commitment. You teach them what they're going to have to know at the next level anyways at the NFL, in the NFL or any professional level they go to. A contract is a contract. A commitment is a commitment. I guarantee you nobody's going into these recruiting conversations when they are going to these high school parents or high school kids' houses or schools and saying, hey, we want to bring you to Ohio State for a year, or we want to bring you to South Carolina for a year, so you can get your NIL and then hit the portal on us. I guarantee you that's not the conversation. So I think Coach Sweeney has a legit conversation there. And so I hope y'all like the new backdrop, man. I hope y'all like the new backdrop. We're gonna go ahead and get the phone lines open. We got the phone lines open already. I think they're still on the line. Let's see real quick. Let me get the banner set up and make sure we got y'all live here on the Coach Smook Network. And Mary J, I see you got the look at Mary J. Can you handle comments and banners for me? I'm gonna have to handle the phone line back here. We lost one of our producers for the show, but we're good. Let's see. Is the phone line open? Okay, phone line is now open. 334-625-1121. We had a caller waiting. I don't know who it was. I didn't get their name, but I think I took too long for them. My bad. Y'all had to let me get my talk. Phone line's open now though. 334-625-1121. What do y'all think about the Dabo Sweeney fix? I'm gonna play the audio in the background one more time if I can find it with all these tabs I got open right here. I'll play the audio in the background one more time. I think it's legit.
Players whose head coaches leave or the head coach is fired may also transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
If you graduate, you can transfer without a consequence.
Okay.
For all other instances, players must sit one season following their transfer.
Yo, we got our first call on the line. Yo, we got our first call on the line. Zach, you in the game with Coach Smook. Y'all give it up for Zach in the chat, y'all. Zach, can you hear me? Hold on, let me turn him up, y'all. That's on me. Zach, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, chat. Y'all can hear Zach. I can hear Zach. Y'all can hear me. All right, Zach, what you think, man? We got a lot to talk about today. We did our women's picks today. We got that to talk about. We got the offensive depth chart. If y'all want to remember who I said our projected first lineup that we'll see coming into this first spring scrimmage, this first big spring scrimmage, we'll have that at the top of the screen. And then also the Dabo fix to college football, the transfer portal, and the extortion of our athletes. Do you think he has a legit fix for it? A lot to talk about, Zach. Go ahead. The floor is yours, man.
Yes, I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna start off with the NCAA bracket, and then I'll go down the line.
All right, brother.
With our men's and women's playing in the NCAA tournament till we get beat. I have both winning in the first round. Pretty good teams that we're playing, but I think with the level of talent that we have, we can still handle those teams. Now, once you get to the round of 32 with the men, Texas Tech or Akron or whoever it's going to be, because one of them teams will be it. If Texas Tech beats Akron, I think we could still win, but it's going to be more of a physical style type of game. Even though Texas Tech has lost their best point guard to injury and he's out for the rest of the year, I still think it'll be a tough game for us.
Okay.
And especially with Aiden dealing with what Aiden's dealing with, it would be a harder game for us to win. Now I'm going to go to the women's side. The women first round should be an easy team to handle. I mean, still, yeah, they could give us trouble, but with our talent and our size, I think we'll win that one. Once you get to the second round against probably Louisville, that's where I see us struggling.
That's
and
a dangerous team, Zach. That's a dangerous,
a hard time.
That's a dangerous team, and I mean, they're dangerous to the point, and it's like you don't want them to get started early. Your best bet to have a matchup with them. Because they could play the half court game too, but if you allow them to get out early and start running and picking up the tempo against you, it gets crazy. It gets crazy for you. So Louisville is a team that I think is going to make a strong push. But continue, man.
Okay, now I'm going to go to the depth chart. Offensive line, I agree with you. I think Jackson Lloyd, Nick Brooks, Grayson Delgado, I forget who you said at right guard.
Matt Waldrop.
Matt Waldrop and Michael Carroll, I agree with you along the offensive line. The only one that I really think could struggle because of his size is Nick Brooks, but he has cut weight since he has arrived on campus, so he's a little more slender, athletic. So I don't think he should have any problems, but that's the one guy because of his size, because he reminds me of a Caden Proctor type that could, because of his bigger size, could have a little issues if his weight becomes a thing.
Nah, see, but that's the thing. You got to think. Caden Proctor, I think his issue was being that size at tackle. That's not the size you want. You don't want to be that size at tackle. You want to be a little bit slimmer. You want to be a little bit lighter, to be lighter on your feet. You can't be too light though. Okay. You know, your tackles, you want them to be between, you could have a small tackle at 275, 280 and still get by. But typically NFL size tackles, you're going to see them at 285, 295. You may see a couple 305s, 315s in there. So I think right now that's what you see happening at Alabama. And I think Brooks is like the perfect size guard you want. We got tall quarterbacks in our room. I think every quarterback is 6'3" or taller. Right. So you got a 6'7" guard, 330 pounds, 350 pounds, something like that. I don't know. I think he's about 350, to be honest. I don't know if they telling the truth. Nick Brooks is a big dude. I don't know if y'all have seen him, but he's a big dude, a specimen, and he's very athletic. I think the conditioning thing was an issue come from Texas, but you're going to get right at Bama. You're going to get right at Bama.
Right. And that was my misunderstanding between the two positions there. And that's why I made the statement I made. But everywhere else, I agree. I think Caleb Edwards is going to be the first one coming out at tight end this year. I agree with you. I think Derek Meadows will be our X. Our Y will be Lotzier Brooks. And then and then our Z will be Ryan Coleman Williams. Ryan still has some things to show me that to make me more confident in him this season. And if it truly was just the off the field issues that he was dealing with last year, I can understand that. Yes, would I still like him to be able to overlook those distractions and perform? Yes, but I can understand it. You know. Okay, now I'm going to talk about Dabo Swinney. The Dabo Swinney NIL transfer portal thing, I agree with Dabo. I think that would make it to where players would really have to look at universities and pick the right one, whether it's their pick the team they commit to right out of high school or that first transfer where they get their free transfer, because it will better make it to where players still have one free transfer, but after that they're punished because we can't be having these 3-4 time transfers and these players playing for 6, 7, 8, 9 years in college, because it makes it unfair for the younger generation, and it makes it unfair for the student athlete themselves from completing school, because a lot of these players aren't graduating because they transfer so many times. They miss so many credit hours, you know, because they're transferring schools. And it would just make it better all around for everybody,
Right.
you know, for the universities, for the student themselves, and for the athletes too, you know.
And I like to add on to that. I just saw a comment in the chat. Soon as for Life said 5 years now, 5 years max eligibility, including red shirt. I think even when you factor in medical red shirt year, you know, you get your red shirt. If you're going to have that 6th year because of medical, I think it has to be with the university. The second, you don't get another transfer from that. You don't get a third transfer. Like I said, your transfer should be that free transfer should be the free one, right? Your second transfer is only free if you have the stipulations in place, the coach gets fired or takes another job, or you've graduated, right? Your medical red shirt, those same stipulations should apply. Your medical and I think even with medical, you can even go as far as to be like, hey, if your medical staff or your strength and conditioning staff has changed, you know, you should be able, hey, you're on a medical red shirt year or you're injured, being redshirted because of a medical red shirt or whatever. I think you should be able to have that option. So there's a lot of different loopholes. And I think even in that, you have this basic set of boundaries and parameters. Now you have a structure, an appeal process that you can implement that actually makes sense for players that may have red shirt of the year. They got their transfer, their free transfer. I think you got to look
at that everybody gets one free transfer with no consequence.
Guys an opportunity to get it back. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things that if we get into it, like really and really break it down, there's benefits for both sides. You're talking about the longevity of the game of college football, and then you're just talking about the integrity of the player, personnel, staff relationships. Because I talk to a lot of parents that are dealing with recruiting now, and as much as it used to be parents being fans of a university and then the kids, you know, learning that love and wanting to one day be a star at that university, it's no longer that. It's hard to really be committed to that because you don't even know if the coach is going to be there after your son commits there, you know, because of how the game of college football is. I could just imagine what some of those kids that committed to Lane Kiffin in this last recruiting class, right, at Ole Miss that flipped to LSU because he flipped LSU. Imagine saying all this stuff about how great Ole Miss was in the university and knowing that your relationship was really established with Lane Kiffin. Like that's a problem. That's a character flaw for me because you're committed to a coach. You're not committed to a university. And that's what college football is. It's not supposed to be the NFL where you're committed to just, your career. College football is the start of commitment. And now that money has been involved, there's this gray area and we're suffering badly from the product. I think the college football playoff did pan out a little bit better this year with that window, the one transfer portal window, making guys have to pick a lot sooner and not getting that second window before the season. So rosters were a lot more legitimate this season. But I think going forward, Coach Dabo Swinney has a legit fix for college football. Zach, final thoughts as we get ready to open the phone lines back up, brother.
My final thoughts is Roll Tide. Good luck to the women and men in the NCAA tournament. Wishing y'all the best of luck. And Roll Tide to you and my AAA family. Love you guys, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Roll Tide, Zach, and y'all have a good one, man. Y'all have a good one. Give it up for Zach, y'all. Give it up for Zach. Y'all, I'm doing the wrong doggone thing right now. All right, there you go. So, all right. I was trying to make sure I send the automatics out the right way, but I think I sent the old one. Y'all let me know if you getting those automated messages, reply to them. Hey, I think we got voicemail from the topic of conversation the other day too. I was gonna make a clip out of it. I ain't listened to it yet. Y'all it was a few ones during the season, especially after the loss to Oklahoma. We had one. That man, he was on that phone line for a minute, y'all. He was left us a good old voicemail. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game. Coach Smook. Dabo Swinney's fix to college football when it comes to the transfer portal, the NIL. I have the full video, the link to it pinned in the comments. So if y'all want to watch the full video, this is we'll watch a piece of it. I think we could watch it here. This is the full interview with Dabo and talking about the NIL transfer portal. And he kind of started off, it was legit, man. I think he spoke from a very insightful place. I think the message comes off not as somebody that's complaining because he's not benefiting from the portal or he's anti-portal. This is somebody that has like an actual solution to fixing what's wrong with college football and getting the greedies involved, right? The greedies involved, they always mess stuff up. So here's the full interview here. Let's sit here and let's kind of react to it here. I think that's good.
And the big thing to me, there's three main big primary problems, and there's one primary cause. Three of the worst issues in our game right now are all happening for the same reason. And it's because our current calendar it's just stupid. I don't know how else to say it. It's just stupid. We have athletic directors that are firing coaches in the middle of the season because they feel pressed to get ahead of this calendar. We have players who are leaving their teams during the postseason. Some are literally missing playoff games and national championship games. Just this year, we had a young man at Miami that goes in the portal on the 2nd and signs with Indiana on the 5th. What planet am I living on? This is not what college football is all about. Players are leaving early because they're trying to get ahead of this calendar, because the calendar is forcing them to do this. They're being forced to make these early decisions. Coaches like Lane Kiffin, they're leaving teams amid playoff runs. And listen, right or wrong, whether you agree with it, don't agree with it personally, let's just take that off the table. Professionally,
come on now.
I understand. He's trying to get ahead of the calendar so that he can be successful at his next job. He didn't create the calendar. All three are major issues, and they're all a function of the same problem. So let's fix the problem.
Fix it. Come on.
Okay. So here's how I
Dabo.
say fix the problem. This is my fix for the calendar.
Phone lines open.
If you're thinking about fixing the calendar, I think for me, the first thing we must think about is what's best for the player. What's best for the player? What's best for the education of the player? What's best for these players to me is to stay in school and complete another semester of academics, which also gives them more time to make a good, informed decision. This has been the first year to me that I've had to be deeply invested and involved with the portal. We've had some one-offs here or there, but that week was crazy. And it was eye-opening for me. I as I said publicly, it was like meeting somebody in a bar and going across the street 8 hours later and getting married in the Elvis wedding chapel. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's the best analogy I can give you. A calendar change would create a cooling off period for everyone. Watching these kids being forced to make a decision in 24 hours or less because of this calendar, it's been eye-opening to me, the impact that it has on them academically with the amount of hours that they are losing and the amount of progress toward degrees that they are losing. You know, and a lot of coaches will say, well, I want to know my team by January. I don't want anybody there that's not on my team. And I get that, but that's what's best for the coaches. That's not what's best for the players. What I believe is best for the players and also what I think is best for the coach and the team. My suggestion is that we move the portal window, call it February 25th to March 5th or March 1st to March 10th. One of them. The 10-day window at that point of the calendar would fix a lot of problems. Number one, ADs will quit firing coaches mid-season, and they can let them finish the season. If they want to make a change after the season, they can. And the new coach that's hired, he will take the job knowing that everybody that was on that team is still going to be there for another semester. The new coach is going to have time to sell his vision, articulate what his program's about, get to know his players during that cooling off period. And in turn, fewer players will be forced to leave. Not everybody, newsflash, not everybody is going into the portal willingly.
Come on.
A lot of players are being forced to leave, and this would help alleviate that. Number two, the players would continue to progress academically during this critical semester. And when teams hit the field, March 1 or whatever that date is, hey, you know what your team is. You know what your team is. And the guys that are going to leave, they're going to leave. Hey, they're not in your building. They're not a problem. They're going to school. But those transfers, now they have all of March and all of April to make a better decision, to make a wise decision while completing another whole semester academically. A better academic fit, not just a football fit. And number four, it would help the players be more informed on that important decision. They would have, again, more time to go see places. And it would be the same for the coaches. Coaches, we would know our team. We would know our gaps. And now, instead of having to meet a guy at 9 and make a decision at noon, a massive decision, by the way.
Yeah, massive. Come on.
Like, you don't just go buy a house for $600,000 without getting, like an inspection, all kind of stuff. Like, you can't just go buy a house in a day. And we're making these huge financial decisions.
I got to take on
in
it.
a couple hours.
Let me do this.
It's crazy to me.
Real quick.
But coaches would know.
I'm going to pause it. I got to take on or something to say about this aspect of it. So, speaking with certain GMs, and I'm talking about this is at the SEC and the SEC. You all know our relationship with Courtney Morgan, and the network of people that he's associated with, and the different player personnel staff, right, that we talk to. But then also at the University of South Alabama. They have player personnel staff that we were able to mingle with and kind of have some conversations. And it's on all levels, y'all. You're talking about Sun Belt, you're talking about SEC, talking about ACC over at Georgia Tech, Georgia State. We're talking about over here in the SWAC at Alabama State, even at their level, how limited it is, but it's still a factor. Like, this has really been a thing of serious concern. I was telling a player this past quarter window, left one SWAC school, hit the portal with aspirations of getting back to the D1 level or the Power 5 level, and was promised some things. And when some other names at that level already entered the portal, they went silent on the young man because those guys were making quick decisions. And him thinking that he was trying to take the opportunity to make the best decision for his development, being pulled into the portal based off of some broken promises, it kind of messed up some things. And now he's at a university, I think is going to be somewhere where he's going to develop very well, but it's at the same level, and I believe in the same conference. So that, to me, resume wise, professionally, that does not look good on your resume when you have so many certain jobs in a short time span. When you go and work the same job at different organizations in a short time span, as a professional, as a business owner, or as a CEO or a hiring manager, that cause for concern. And I think that's the type of environment that we're producing or that we're creating in college football right now with the way that things are with NIL and transfer portal. Do I think that we do need to continue, right? Do I think we need to continue with the way that NIL and opportunities are being afforded? Yes, of course. Get players their money, allow players to earn, right? But for as far as the integrity of it, there needs to be stipulations around it. There are going to be stipulations at the professional level. You don't get to go in your rookie year and tell the team that drafted you what you demand and all this. There's a certain rookie contract. There's maximums and minimums. There's free agent contracts, right? So how are we preparing them for the NFL level if we're not putting boundaries around them right now? All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for today's show. The phone line is closed. Appreciate Zach for calling in today. Tonight, we will not be live. I will be going out of town. I have a conference to play at this weekend. Y'all know your boy got to get a load of his. Going to be handling some business this weekend. But I will be doing a live stream, mobile live stream during the Bama versus Hofstra game. I told y'all my prediction about this Hofstra game. Do not sleep on Hofstra. Bama Nation, do not sleep on these boys. If we come out slow and sluggish, they will punch us in the mouth, and we will be part of that March Madness bracket busting storyline that we hate to be a part of, especially with Nate Oates being the quote unquote best coach in Alabama history. And I keep telling y'all, I don't disagree that he hasn't won the most. He's the most winningest coach in Alabama history. Is he the most successful? Yes, he's the most successful coach in Alabama history, but best coach, nowhere near. You give Avery Johnson the type of talent that Nate Oates has, I think we've made Final Fours every year that Nate Oates has been here. Give him the type of talent and the type of media exposure and things that we have now that weren't available for Avery Johnson or Coach Sanders. Like, I think we've had better coaches when it came to understanding the game of basketball and not playing a math numbers game. All right. And that's how I'm gonna leave it. I believe in this Crimson Tide team. I think they're all competitors. All these boys are competitors. But at some point, you got to have structure and you got to have a coach to run this thing. Y'all see my offensive line projected depth chart. We're going to do a defensive line projected depth chart before spring ball kickoff next week with practices and things. Our practice coverage is going to be a lot more in depth next week with a lot more things happening in practice, a lot more storylines with some more team and things being installed. And then you got more players going to be getting opportunities. We're going to be able to talk to more players with coach and player interviews post-practice. All of these things being brought to you here on the Coach Smook Network. And also, we're supposed to be making our contact with our Auburn Connect this week. I'm not sure what their schedule is looking like, but we're going to start collabing and getting those Auburn insider reports from their spring camp. I know we're always interested to see what's going on with little brother, especially with the quarterback situation. There's talks of Cam Newton 2.0 being developed over there at the quarterback position, and we know what type of talent they had in the wide receiver room. So Even though they lost Coleman in the portal, they still have talent there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Auburn has. We'll see what we're going to be talking about with Florida and Georgia. We got UAB, Troy, got Alabama State. Got a lot of things we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks and a lot of moves that we'll be making. So appreciate y'all for tapping in today. We're going to do our outro, and then we're going to get y'all up out of here, man. Remember, like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube side. We're almost at 4.2K subscribers. I appreciate y'all for the type of push that y'all have been doing, but we're trying to reach 5K by April 11th. A-Day is April 11th, so we want to try to have 5K subscribers by April 11th. The only way we do that is with your support and your help. Y'all got to continue to like, share, and subscribe for the for the content to get out and for it to reach those people, so they can see the same quality content that y'all enjoy. For all the live viewers on YouTube, thank y'all for getting us to our like goal. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Continue to run the likes up. And on TikTok for tapping the screen, man. We got over 4K likes? I can't see the number. But we got 133 gifts given on today's stream over there on TikTok. Appreciate y'all for that love. And everybody tapping in. Mike Jones, appreciate you for always being in. Mike Jones is always here, y'all. He may not type a whole bunch, but he just I look at the analytics, and there's a consistency when you get down into your analytics and seeing certain users pop up. He's there, man. I appreciate y'all. Listen, later on today, like I said, we should be able to go live for the game, for the matchup, Alabama versus Hofstra. Try to do a live reaction some type of way. Hopefully I'm on the road and settled in where I need to be settled in and able to eat at walk-ons or something while I'm out. So, yeah, appreciate y'all for y'all support. And as always, man, when you see me in the streets, man, holler at me and say I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed.
All right, family, that's going to do it for today's show here on the Coach Smook Network. Once again, I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. And I truly appreciate every one of you for rocking with us today. Before you head out, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be a part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you stay locked in with everything we've got coming your way. We're trying to reach some goals here. And if you believe in what we're building here, I encourage you to take that next step and become a member of the AAA family. Remember, our mantra is authenticity above all. This community is built on real conversations and real insight and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly supports the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar contributed is not only appreciated, it's paid for through our monthly contributions to community health and awareness organizations. So you're not just supporting a YouTube channel, you're supporting a cause. Also, don't forget to check out the Coach Smook merch. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's a great way to show love and support for the network and rep the brand wherever you go. You can find the merch link in our main YouTube page and in the description. Put me in the game, coach. And if you want to stay connected and get more involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord. Just type the command in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. You can also stay connected with us directly for collaborations, appearances, community service opportunities, and business inquiries by emailing us at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com. Our staff will respond in a timely manner. And for those who want to show additional love, you can always donate directly to the Coach Smook Network through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. We also want to send a huge thank you to our sponsors and partners: Walk On Sports Bistro, Sports Info Solutions, Helping Hands LLC, Men of Standard Executive Security, Goomba Bully Killnos, and most of all, the AAA family. None of this is possible without you. Once again, thank you for all your support, the energy, and the authenticity you bring to this space. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay locked in, and when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Catch you on the next one.
Fantasy, move on.
got this in my bones. Crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube. True cut, straight from the stone. Ain't no selling fairy tales, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I breathe it. From the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see it. Film study so militant, I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach of the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro? Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.